In sport, IRB Sevens World Series leader South Africa will be out to extend their lead when the fifth leg kicks off Friday in Wellington. New Zealand, the Blitzbokke won Las Vegas Sevens to go 1 point clear of second place. New Zealand will be eyeing their third cup title this season. They face England, Wales and Portugal in the group stage. The other African side in New Zealand, Kenya, will be out to redeem themselves after missing the main cup quarters in the USA. It was the first time this season that Kenya failed to reach the last 8 in the main cup. Kenya faces Samoa, Australia and Tonga in their pool. Paul True, who took over the reins in Kenya this year, is facing the task of leading the team to emulate last year's showing in New Zealand, where they reached the main cup final. Many of tomorrow's track stars train at a specialist school in Kenya. The High Performance Training Center in Eldoret is famous for finding and grooming new talent. One young runner has more reasons than most for making it to the top. CCTV Celestine Caronet has more.
Determination is key for anyone hoping to be a professional athlete, but a place at the High Performance Training Center in Western Kenya is certainly going to help. These youngsters are all seeking a big break. Among them, 19-year-old South Sudanese hopeful Abraham Guotton.
In school, I used to run, but I'm not exposed to training hard perfectly. So when I come to the camp, at least I get a chance of training.
Abraham completed his academic schooling last year at the nearby Kipkeno High School. Past students at the High Performance Training Camp include 1500 meters world champion Asbel Kiprop. They're a hard act to follow, and Kenyan runners generally are a hard act to beat. But Guot isn't phased.
After I've been training with them, I've just taken running like something easy. It has talent. If you are given talent, you can run, no matter where you come from.
The coach of the training center says the staff go out of their way to make foreign runners feel at home.
We try to break them down, make them feel at home.
Aside from his talent, Guot has another good reason to be here. He is hoping the hard work he puts in will help his family back home. South Sudan has come closer to civil war in recent weeks. Thousands are thought to have died, many more displaced.
I feel bad for what is happening in my country, because for us to go forward, for us to do well in sport, we need to be united, we need to work as a team. I have some of my relatives in Sudan. They came to Kakuma. They were evacuated from Sudan, brought to Kakuma refugee camp. Yeah, sometimes affect me because when they call me, I have to talk and tell the situation they are in. So sometimes we feel bad. I say no problem, let me run. If this running can bring a change to my country or to my people, I have to do it.
For now, he puts all his focus on training. Celestine Caronet, CCTV.
New AC Milan signing Adil Tarabt was presented to the media Wednesday as he begins his spell with the Italian giants. 24-year-old Moroccan national, who admits playing at Milan is the biggest challenge of his career, is on loan from QPR until the end of the season after spending the first half of the campaign on loan at Fulham. The Moroccan is new boss Clarence Seedorf's fourth recruit of the January transfer window. Tarabt is looking to make an impact even as he eyes playing in the Champions League for the very first time.
C'est un grand changement pour moi parce que j'ai souvent joué dans des clubs.
This is a great chance for me. This will be another dimension for me because AC Milan is a great club, very organized and professional, with great players. The Champions League match against Atletico Madrid will be interesting because it's a great club. I have never played in the Champions League, so it would be an honor for me to play. Anything can happen over the two legs.
Now over in South Africa, where the third edition of the Chan football tournament wrapped up at the weekend with Libya claiming their first ever continental title. The original idea behind the tournament was to give greater exposure to locally based players who are often overlooked for bigger tournaments. But Chan is beginning to take on an identity of its own, as our reporter Dan Williams found out.
As backdrops go, this takes some beating. Cape Town made for a perfect setting for the third running of the African Nations Championship. Not that everyone here knew exactly what that was. This was match day. The home side South Africa was about to play, but many of those here were still in the dark.
Do you know what this Chan football tournament's all about?
No idea.
Well, I know the roads are closed. I know there's a tournament, but not sure what it's all about.
That should come as little surprise. There was a complete lack of marketing for the tournament. Perhaps the big reason for that was due to the competition itself. Without the big-name overseas players, the tournament lacked the pulling power and therefore the revenue of an Africa Cup of Nations. But local organisers had a vision. They wanted to take the competition forward.
I think that for me that we need to show the world that, as we said last year, that we did not come out and did what were known as South Africans to hold great events just because it was the World Cup and less just because the international stars were here. We need to show that even when we're on our own, we are going to turn up, and I think we're going to do that.
This tournament may lack the history and the importance of an AFCON, and the buzz around town is perhaps a little underwhelming, but that hasn't stopped a huge chunk of Cape Town from coming out and supporting the tournament and joining in the party.
And this is our time to celebrate and to show the world that we can do it.
Local organisers kept their word and treated the tournament as a big deal. The security was as tight as that found at a FIFA World Cup, and it was a similar story for the rest of the logistics. The prize money was much improved, with the winner of the tournament set to receive around $750,000, around half of the AFCON purse. But Chan took on a whole new meaning and level of importance just days before it began, when FIFA awarded the tournament full international A status, and therefore FIFA ranking points. That's something that has been universally praised by the coaches.
This is a very important tournament. You know, whenever country, you must remember the other teams that have come here. They didn't just come here and were invited. They had to go and qualify.
It would appear Chan has come of age with this tournament, and the gauntlet has been thrown down to those in charge of future editions. Dan Williams, CCTV, Cape Town.